David Williams here. Whenever we do videos concerning a topic, we don't intend to demonize individuals as much as we attempt to address general issues that individuals might support. So, whenever we are addressing homosexuality, the real emphasis isn't to bash a person, it's to bash the ideologies that are imprisoning the person. And so the people are the victims through the bad decisions that they're making as a result of the blindness that the devil places over their minds. And so if we, the body of Jesus Christ, don't address and confront the issues that we are being dealt or presented daily, then we're eventually going to lose the voice of the Lord Jesus Christ in society. So we don't allow agendas to be pushed down the throats of the people. We are the voice of Jesus Christ in the earth, and so we must speak what he's speaking. And when people are shouting evil things through media, we shout godly things through media, as God allows. So 7 points here, starting off with number 1. Just as a child learning the fundamentals of nature, like shapes or size, colors, numbers, names of animals, gender, like the difference between a boy and girl, and things like that. Just as a child learning the fundamentals of nature, human society needs definition based on the observable laws of nature and physics in order to exist. So in the same way that you would teach a child what shape the apple is, what shape the cheese slice is, how tall or how short, or what red is and what blue is. Now, what's that over there? That's an elephant. What's that over there? That's a tiger. In the same way that you would teach a child this, why do we teach children that? It's because human society needs definition based on the observable laws and principles of physics in order to exist. Once you remove the fundamentals of nature and the fundamentals of definition, then the society will die. Point number 2. Homosexual behavior contradicts and violates natural laws of human sexual chemistry and social structure. So that's the second reason why homosexuality is bad. What's the first reason why homosexuality is bad? Is because society needs definition based on observable laws. And what's the second reason why homosexuality is bad? It's because the behavior contradicts and violates natural laws of human sexual chemistry. The anus of a man is not a sexual body part. It's a part of the digestive system, not the reproductive system. And so the digestive system, it sorts nutrients and it gets rid of wastes. Okay, so and for the lesbian couples who would use various types of instruments to insert in order to excite or stimulate sexual pleasure, that's against the human sexual chemistry of nature. Okay, so that's the second reason why it's wrong. The third reason why it's bad is because people are designed to be influenced by what they see and what they know. Okay, so information and imagery influences me. I'm designed to be influenced by that. Like if I see a red stop sign, that's supposed to influence me. If I see a police officer waving his hand in the street and he's in front of my vehicle, that's supposed to influence me. So my senses and my capacity, my intellectual capacity, is supposed to guide my decision making. Seeing sexually contradictory behavior, like the transgender situation, or a man who dresses like a woman or a woman who dresses like a man, is psychologically harmful to society, to human society. Knowing homosexuality is being practiced and affirmed by society undermines nature-based concepts of reality, morality, science, and truth. Okay? So knowing that my society embraces homosexuality, it short circuits my concept of reality equality, what's good and bad, what can and can't happen. I see an article where there's a woman who had a sex change so she could become a man, but now she's having a baby. That undermines the nature-based concepts of reality. Point 4. Homosexuality is bad because rationalizing homosexuality, it corrupts, which is to weaken. It corrupts the capacity to reason and obscures the basis of logic for how all aspects of nature functions. So anytime you try to justify homosexuality, you are weakening your capacity to understand concepts. It's like trying to explain that a circle is really a square and that a square is really a flat line. Because the homosexual agenda, the argument is an emotional one. It's not a logical argument. It's not a scientific argument. It's an emotional one. So rationalizing it, it weakens my capacity to reason, and it blurs the basis for all logic. Logic is defied whenever homosexuality is supported in any type of argument. That's why it's bad. It messes up people's ability to reason based on logic and natural function. Point number 5. Permitting homosexual behavior discredits moral authority and any governments would have against other irrational, illogical, baseless, and deviant acts perpetrated by members of society. So when a society permits homosexual behavior, they lose their moral ability to govern the society. Because if homosexuality is okay, we've got to understand the basis for why it's okay. Once we accept the basis for why homosexuality is okay, that people should be able to love who they want to love, or that people's feelings validate their condition, once that's my basis, then the government that I'm asking to provide welfare for me, not welfare as in, not welfare in a financial sense or in a social security sense, but welfare in the sense of promoting the general welfare of ourselves and our posterity, like, your descendants. Permitting homosexual behavior, it discredits the moral authority of the government. So that means that the people that are what were once treated for psychological disorders aren't crazy anymore just because they want to harm children or they want to harm animals or they want to. Now we've got to justify everything on the basis of justifying perversion, because there are very many other irrational, illogical, baseless, and deviant acts that people in society commit. Homosexuality is among them. And so people who commit that, if we justify them, we're going to have to justify these others. And we're seeing society do that. Point number 6, why is homosexuality bad? Societies that endorse homosexuality consequently legitimize any deviant practice that endangers public well-being. So point number 5 says, permitting homosexual behavior, you lose your moral authority. And point number 6 says that societies that endorse homosexuality, they're basically making legal pedophilia, although it's not legal yet. They're making legal selling drugs, because it's just a matter of taxing it. It's just a matter, like prostitution is legal in certain places. There are many, many things that are legal in this nation now that were illegal before because of the moral perceptions of government leadership and the lack of knowledge of government leadership concerning certain things. So societies that endorse homosexuality, they're going to have to legitimize any deviant practice that endangers public well-being. All right? That's where the raping of men is going to abound. That's where the raping of children is going to abound. They are making bathrooms, male and female, they're making them unisex now. That's going to endanger people. It's going to put people at risk for a variety of inappropriate dealings. That's why Rome and Greece could have adopted pedophilia as a rite of passage for youth. The wealthy nobles would sexually molest boys into adulthood, and then that adult was considered a functional member of society. So the fact that homosexuality exists in the society in an affirming way, the fact that many in society affirm homosexuality lets you know that their moral compass is gone. And number 7, eliminating the nature-based foundations of human society destroys the society itself, rendering it unsustainable. So if we don't judge situations based on what nature either supports or rejects in a general sense, if we don't judge this, then the society will cease to exist. Okay, so if husband and wife aren't the supported, if only a male and a female, husband and wife, if that's not supported, we undo the fabric of society. How did homosexuality become so supported? Because fornication, illicit sex, pornography, that was supported. And so now homosexuality is supported. Eventually it'll be pedophilia. Eventually it'll be other things. So what Jesus Christ does with this situation is he does one of two things. Either the individuals that are behaving this way, they draw near to him and they commit their whole hearts to him so he can change their hearts and make them what they were created to be, or he just begins to mete out the consequences for people consistently rejecting his love, his calling, his invitation to freedom. Because any society that endorses sexual deviancy endorses all manner of evil, and the Lord Jesus can't allow a society to be such a danger to itself. He, in the Bible, historically, and he's promising to do it again, he brings utter destruction to any civilization that supports sexual deviancy. Why? Because it's a crime against the God that created it. You wouldn't want to manufacture something and it work contrary to itself. You wouldn't want to do that. So these are just some reasons why homosexuality is bad. And someone may say, well, how does it affect you? When you live in a society that accepts deviancy, then it undermines the logic of the people in that society. And whenever you live in a society where the people in that society are crazy, are psychopathic, are sociopathic, are evil, then that's not just going to come out in a sexual way. That comes out in how laws are doctored. That comes out in how people drive. It comes out in the spiritual environment that people create. It comes out in so many other ways. So homosexuality doesn't just affect the individuals practicing it. It affects everybody in that society because people are readily influenced. And when we see bad imagery, it affects our concept of reality. And having a fantasy for reality, it leads to destruction of a society. Okay, and so when homosexuality is supported, it undermines reality, which leads to damnation, death, and destruction. That which God brings and that which we do ourselves, because, hey, we're crazy. So Jesus wants us to be healthy and different. This is David Williams with Jesus Ministries. If you want to visit Jesus Ministries, we're here at 1750 Osceola Drive, West Palm Beach, Florida, 33409. If you want to donate to the work here at Jesus Ministries, as we've been a blessing to you, you're welcome to donate to the work. You can click on the YouTube channel home screen that we have here at Worshiping Jesus or at Jesus Ministries, and on the banner there's a PayPal button. You can just click that and you can donate right there. Or you can send check or money order to Jesus Ministries, P.O. Box 17143, West Palm Beach, Florida 33415. And listen, Jesus Ministries does welcome all sinners to be changed by Jesus Christ. And so if you're in our area and you're struggling with this particular bondage, this particular crime, this particular sin against God, then we seek the Lord Jesus Christ for the freedom of the people that we unite with, and we hope that you'll consider being among them.